What's up, guys? In the works, and yes, Wallace is back, but I encourage you to stick around and watch this entire video because I actually have something really important to talk about at the end of the video. But Wallace is back on the killing spree. He's back out there murdering people on the battlefield, and he's got the M249, and this is a weapon a lot of people have been requesting me to use lately. And you guys know I was a huge fan of the M249 before that first patch that kind of just ruined LMGs for me. Actually, I think it was the second big patch, because at first we had the Great Suppression patch, which I'm sure you guys all know. It's actually funny, one of my subscribers left a comment in a video calling it the Great Suppression, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start using that phrase because that is an awesome terminology. I really like that. I think it's funny because it definitely was the Great Suppression, because if you don't know what I'm talking about, after that first big patch, you know, it seemed like every weapon suppressed you till the end of time. It was like you couldn't hit anything if someone was shooting at you because they really went overboard. I think they moved the slider the wrong direction when they tried to kind of tweak suppression. But yeah, we're using the M249, and this is a pretty basic setup. It is the M249 without extended mags, with only a bipod, and obviously I'm using the iron sights. And I sat down with Wallace and I was like, you know, I feel like playing with Wallace. And you're probably looking at this gameplay though, you're like, wait, Jake, why does this look so much different? And you may have guessed it, I actually removed the blue filter. And you're probably like, how did you do it? Well, you know, I used the Battlefield 3 color tweaker. I'm gonna be honest, that's what I used to tweak the colors on this. It's actually kind of risky though, guys. There's actually not according to the company that made it, there's no chance of getting banned for it, but I can't recommend you using it because I would feel horrible if any of you guys got your accounts banned because you watched this video and decided to try what I'm doing. So it does come with some risk. You know, apparently no one's ever been banned for it, but I would hate to take the risk that you guys get in trouble for it. But basically it does remove the blue filter. So I just wanted to get that out of the way in case you guys were wondering why this looks so cool. I think it looks really awesome with this. This is literally just the filter removed. I didn't go in and change anything but that. I didn't tweak any of the colors. I just removed the filter. So this is what Battlefield 3 would look like if it didn't have that kind of hazy blue look to it. So it is very vibrant. I think some maps look better than others. Some maps just look washed out. I think Crossing here, I think Metro, those maps both look really good without the blue filter. But anyways, we kind of got off topic. We were talking about the M249. This is basically a naked setup. I mean, the bipod and no extended mags really limits what you can do with this. Just because this thing does shoot so quickly, you will be burning through ammo quite fast, and that gets kind of frustrating. But on the flip side of the coin, that's what makes this thing so good. But if I was going to ever talk about belt-fed LMGs, I would say they've gone through the most roller coaster of patching processes. They started out awesome. They got pretty mediocre with that first patch. They went back to being awesome during the Great Suppression, because let's face it, LMGs suppressed everybody. They were the suppression masters. That's what they're there for, suppressive fire. So during the Great Suppression, these things were awesome because you could just lay down fire and people couldn't really do anything to you. And then they toned back suppression, but in the close quarters patch, they also nerfed the belt feds, and that was kind of frustrating to me because I don't know why they deserve to get the nerf, because they're already some of the more underused weapons in the game. I mean, LMGs are difficult to use, they're very limiting. I think a lot of people get frustrated by using them, thus they don't really use them, so I don't know why DICE felt the need to patch them. So basically, if you don't know what I'm talking about, in the close quarters patch they made it so that all of the belt fed LMGs had insane initial recoil, and it really kind of nerfed them without using a bipod. If you weren't bipoded down, you really had a difficult time being successful with it. Well, in the last patch, they actually brought them back down to earth, and they gave them an aim fire bonus when firing from the shoulder. So, you know, they've kind of balanced it out a little bit, and I was like, you know, let me try some of these out, because I've tried the M60, I've tried all the big heavy hitters, but the M249 was that weapon that I used to love. This thing was the best of breed. When the game came out for the first 5 months, there was nothing that could top the M249. But I started using the magazine feds. You know, the RPK had that extended mags glitch, so I used that for a really long time. This kind of got forgotten, so I was like, Wallace, let's hit the battlefield, let's try out some LMGs, and the only one I had unlocked was this bad boy, and I was like, well, you know, it's let me down here of late. You know, ever since it got patched, I haven't really been a big fan of the M249, but I will give it a chance for redemption. And I was actually pleasantly surprised. Considering that I'm not even using extended mags, I went on quite the tear here. This is actually, at some point during this game, my longest kill streak in Battlefield 3. I think it is like 30 kills, because I start the game off 0-2, and then I think I die one more time after I get one kill. So I end up going on like a 30 kill streak, which is definitely my longest, at least for any sort of objective type game mode. And I know it's my longest on Wallace for sure, because Wallace, he doesn't get a lot of use, but when he does, he definitely likes to murder a lot of people. But I would definitely suggest any LMG, you gotta go bipod, guys. I see too many people trying to use the foregrip. Now, one exception I've noticed is the M240 Bravo. A lot of people have been saying that if you use that thing with a foregrip, a suppressor, a flash suppressor, and you play really aggressive with it, that can be really, really good. And that's the next weapon I actually want to try out. Everybody keeps suggesting, you know, try out the 240 Bravo now that they've patched it. And, you know, after trying the M249, I can definitely see that the 240 Bravo could have gotten a substantial increase, because the 240 Bravo is definitely a heavy hitter. I mean, it fires faster than the M60. I think it fires, what, 650 rounds per minute? So it does hit a lot harder than the 249. It does almost 8 points of damage more. But I think I've always liked the 249 better. I like that high rate of fire. I like the controllable recoil of this thing. And I'm glad that I can actually use this thing once again. But I know I'm rambling on about LMGs. I probably sound like a complete nerd right now. But this is definitely in line with where it used to be. It feels a lot like the M249 when the game first came out, and that's a good thing. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking me lately about LMGs, because it seems like they are pretty underappreciated, and the theme of my channel tends to be weapons that other people are scared to use on YouTube. A lot of people don't like to focus on the weapons that aren't the best in the game. So 249 definitely gets my seal of approval. I am happy that it's back in line with where it used to be. So a pretty good game, 33-3. One last thing, guys, if you've got a moment of time, I would really appreciate it if you clicked the link in the description and voted for my good friend $2 who's running for King of the Web. Now, he's trying to build a school in Africa in a city that's never had a school before. He's already donated a lot of money towards this fundraiser, and King of the Web is going to contribute an extra $5,000 to this. In addition, if he wins, he's going to donate another $2,000 of his own money. So this is a really good cause, and very rarely do we get a chance to do something good throughout the day. And I would really appreciate it, guys, if you enjoyed this video. You know, if 1,000 to 2,000 of you guys went over there and voted, we can actually make a difference. So if you're an In the Works fan and you have the time, all you got to do is go over there. It literally takes 20 seconds to vote, and we can help build a school in Africa, because I think an extra 10 to 20,000 votes would be a big deal. I know I don't have a huge influence on YouTube, but it really made me feel good if we could actually use the influence that I do have towards building this school. So hope you guys did enjoy this M249 video. Like I said, if you've got a moment of time, go over there and vote, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.